Hello, my name is Paul Hardy. If you know me from participating in Steven Cronin's community pages on Patreon, you may have spoken to me by text message on some of my weird and wonderful paintings that I produce, and I may have also commented on yours. I am in the process at the moment of posting on a daily basis some mental health thoughts for the day, which hopefully, and this is the intention with them, hopefully they are aimed at people who are currently struggling with their mental health issues. And hopefully those thoughts for the day and little snippets and bits and pieces that I've taken from the internet will help people or will help someone somewhere. If it helps just one person and it helps one person to save and it helps one person in not ending their life and going into the next world, which is an experience that I have had several times, then what we're currently doing on Steven's Patreon site is definitely worth continuing and worthwhile. Leading on from which, I'd like to talk about this wonderful little thing. How Art Keeps Me Sane, a creative path to mental well-being, by Steven Cronin. It's a paperback, softback book, and has been produced in 2025 purely by Steven Cronin, and it includes a few people that participate on Steven's site, their experiences of art and mental health, and it's worth purchasing just for those alone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the chapter, which is chapter 13 in the book, which is basically my story. Several months ago, while Steven was producing the book, he asked for people to make comments about their experiences with their art and their own story. I felt inspired by this and took the opportunity to write my story down and the experiences that I've been through since approximately 2008 onwards up until the current time, and how I got involved in painting and art in general. And it is something that has genuinely 110% helped me and helped me in my life. Anyway, enough of my chatting on nonsense. Here goes. This is chapter 13, again from this wonderful book by Steven Cronin, which is a very interesting book, whether you're interested in art, watercolours, or indeed in mental health and improving your mental health. If it's not for you, personally, at this present moment in time, because you're not experiencing any mental health issues and never have done, I'm sure you probably know somebody somewhere that has done or is doing. What I would suggest, buy it for them. Give it to them. It's available on Amazon. Just type in Steven Cronin or the book title, and I'm sure you will find it. Anyway, enough of the plug about the book. This is, I'm now going to read chapter 13. So chapter 13, titled Paul's Story. Firstly, I would like to state that I have had troubles with mental health and multiple other physical issues since around 2008, and both I feel are interconnected. What I mean by that is that one very often causes the other. And in my experience, and I have spoken with other people, both friends and people in the hospital, they confirm pretty much the same thing. At the time of writing this, January 2025, I have reached the grand old age of 61. Not really, I'm only 22, so I don't know how that could happen. Whoops. I was born on the same day President Kennedy was shot. And yes, I still have the headache. However, I didn't suffer any ill health at all until 2008, when I suffered my first heart attack, which came completely out of the blue. I had to have stents fitted on an emergency basis, and I was resuscitated, so they tell me, when I arrived at the hospital. This was followed by 2 further heart attacks pretty much the same way as the first, both in 2015 and in 2024, when stents again were placed on an emergency basis to save my life. I will be eternally grateful to the staff at Glenfield Hospital in Leicester, who saved me and did such superb work doing so. From 2008 until the current time, my physical illnesses included the 3 heart attacks and multiple other ailments and illnesses requiring various interventions such as operations and so on. I was also diagnosed with diabetes, for which I take both tablets and 2 different insulins. My latest adventure in June 2024 was a full left leg bypass operation after having had a stent in the same leg 2 years ago, which didn't really work. Since 2008 until the current time, I do have a better attendance record at all 3 hospitals in Leicester than some of the staff. And maybe if I have to go again this year, I will get invited to the Christmas party, I'm sure. On top of all of this, I became very anxious and suffered huge depressive spells as well. And as if it wasn't for the huge amount of antidepressants I take and psychiatric input I probably would have ended my life. Sounds drastic, but I really did get that way because of my illnesses and having to retire early. I have been to the point of ending my life several times, and I can assure you it's not a good place to be at all. And each time you get into that situation, it's a bit like being a racehorse with blinkers on, as all you can concentrate on is ending it. A very strange situation and weird experience indeed each time. I got so bad at one point I was admitted into a suicide sanctuary in North London for a week. That definitely helped, although it was not an easy thing to go through at the time. One thing I would like to mention with both physical illness and mental health issues is the NHS. Yes, they do a great job. However, there is a huge difference between care on the NHS with both types of illnesses, physical and mental. Mental health under previous and current governments is so desperately underfunded in many trusts throughout the country. And from my experience, it is completely pot luck.